Boys is getting quiet. Go on and get crunk. Head back to Longview, Kelly popping trunk. I ain't even tripping. Riding and I'm sipping. Let me come through, 4-4, steady tipping. On that new lap. Watch the trunk crack. Let me sit sideways, CB running back. Maybe AP, maybe AD. I ain't even tripping cause we some athletes. Messing with Smitty in the summertime. He get pissed if we don't make our time. But we gon' get it, cause we gotta finish. Nebraska Horn Hustlers, man, we diminished. Put them boys little, paint like a skittle. I ain't even tripping, I ain't never double dribble. Cause I'm a player from the Himalaya. Let me sit sideways, man. Maybe back door, maybe fall off. Sipping codeine cause I gotta kill a cough. Let me sit sideways in the big Benz. Oh, you boys, they my brothers, they my friends.
Kick it up.
All right, welcome in the Fullback U, and I've said it a couple times, but I really mean this shit this time. This is going to be the best podcast I've put on. Excited to have my brother Curtis Bolton on, man. How you doing, Curtis?
Shit, I'm good, JD. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Take me back, man. How'd you get the nickname Buzz? I got to know all that. Let me know how you was raised up. I got my assumptions. I know Cali plays no games. We've communicated about that. Nothing but respect for the West. Let me know.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. My dad was in the military. He got stationed in Hawaii. So me and my sister were born there. And we're about a year and a half apart. Yeah, 18 months apart. And I don't know where it came from, but she couldn't say my name. So she kind of just kept calling me Buzzy over and over again, like every time she referred to me. And at this time, we were probably about 2 and 3 years old. Like 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, and that's what she would call me. And by the time we moved back to San Diego, she just kept calling me that, and that's kind of what stuck. And then when I started going through elementary school and middle school, like when I started getting cognitive, like that was my name from everybody. So I kind of went through that until I got a little bit older and stopped really going by it. But I mean, it's at this point, like if that's what you know me by, then I kind of just go with you. Depends on when you met me in life is what you call me.
That's what's up.
But,
take me through. I mean, I've seen you tweet about some of your little league coaches, some of your high school coaches, just how they impacted you. I mean, from what I saw, tough ass player, loves being around the ball, loves physicality, loves hitting. Where'd that come from? Let me know.
Shoot, I mean, I know everybody like to talk about Texas ball and this and that, but like in Cali, we don't play either. You start young. You know, my pops was my coach, and all that soft stuff wasn't going down on the field. And I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the type of football drills we was doing at 7, 8, 9 years old, but that they definitely don't let them kids do now. But back then, you couldn't really hide from the contact. So, I mean, it kind of just brought up. And I had a real good high school coach. My high school coach played at Lonnie Ford. He played at SC, played a little bit with the Panthers, and then his journey took him elsewhere. But he was a real great coach in high school, kind of put me on game just to how to elevate my game, how to watch film, how to study. And it was just real good on me. He didn't let stuff slide. He let me know how coaches at the next level thought, and you know, it kind of progressed me into trying to be the best player I can be in that damn moment. And I mean, you know, things didn't go so well for me at OU at the beginning, but you know, I just started to sit down, listen to his teachings, and you know, stay faithful to what my game has brought me, and you know, it all worked out in the end.
Shout out to you and your pops. Y'all got one of the realest Twitter pictures out there. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, that shit is so real, dog. I love it. But talk to me about, before we get to your struggles at OU, because shit, dog, we all struggled. What was it like getting recruited? Who recruited you? Who'd you turn down? Who'd you ultimately say yes to? Tell me all that.
You know, I was pretty lightly recruited out of high school. I think it had to do more with my grades than anything. I mean, you could look it up. We was a top 5 school in the country. In my around the middle of my high school career. It was crazy. I didn't know that until like a few weeks ago. It was like, shoot, at the end of my junior year, we were like 4 in the country or something in 2012. It was nuts. But you know, I had a lot of good guys around me. basically everybody from my high school was going D1. So like they were funneling in all these schools. It's just my grades were real bad. So like, you know, when you go to school with somebody and you got a better tape than them, you play better than them. But I mean, they handling their business and they got doubled offers you got, and you kind of just waiting and patiently waiting. So I just spent a lot of time just, you know, trying to get my SAT scores up, trying to retake my classes from my early years and get right. And when I got my GPA to a manageable level, all the coaches started coming in, and you know, it was a lot of Pac-12 schools. Originally, when OU offered me, Coach Kish had called the school up, and I looked at it and I was like, I mean, OU a great school, and I mean, I know Tony just got done there, Kenny just got done there, like, and I mean, those were dudes I grew up in. It's like they were those guys coming out. So it's like I really didn't like take it serious because I wasn't really trying to go that far. And then what was it? Miami offered me. And I was like thinking about Miami, and I was like, Miami's just as far, or Miami's twice as far. So I was like, I ain't going there. And then, shoot, I was about set on going to Washington. It was my first offer. I remember they called me on a Saturday. Had me go down to the field workout. One of the coaches came down, I got that offer, and it was I was like February my junior year. And they was nice then too. Oh yeah, I was hell sent on going there. Shaq Morris. Or Thompson. Yeah. He was just getting out. And I was like, dude, like he played inside. They let him rush. He basically a rover for them. I was like, I'm trying to go in there and do that. And then, you know, Coach Kish kind of was adamant, like, I'm going to get you right. Like, I'm going to get you right. So when it was time to commit, like a week before I was about to commit to Washington, I kind of sat down with my high school coaches, and they were just like, look, like give it a second. Look at OU. I think OU is the best spot for you. At that time, I thought I was going in to replace Strike. So I'm like, all right, let me fill it out. So I commit, I go through the season. I'm watching OU, and they letting Strike just do his thing. And I'm like, I love this. Like, I don't know too many places that's going to let me play straight up outside linebacker. Interesting. So I'm like, bet. And, you know, so I go through, I sign, get out there, and it's like, it just didn't work out like that. You know, I mean, they don't really tell you the whole get down. You kind of just get there and you put your work in, and they kind of tell you what to do. And I mean, you know how college goes. Absolutely. Let's go through the two parts of those. There was the workouts, and then there's the physicality and the roster, the depth chart, and all that shit. Let me know how the workouts were when you first got there, fam. I don't think outside people understand. Like Schmitty is a different animal. Like, if you rub Schmitty the wrong way, you will live in literal hell during the summer. Like, Schmitty was trying to run me into the dirt. Like, I don't know what I did to Schmitty my first. I mean, I know what I did to Schmitty. It was, and I wouldn't go to breakfast or something. You know, he can't wait till he see you again, and you better show up before he finds you. It's real. Like I remember the first few times I was missing stuff, I'll try to just come in the next day and like kind of pay it through. He'll pull you off to the side like real quick. Air master. Y'all get a break. Curtis over here. Y'all can go that way. Curtis, come here real quick. Yeah. Schmitty wasn't playing no games, but man, it was funny. I was just telling someone about the other day. I was like, it's funny how all the old heads. I know how Schmitty is, and all the old heads say when AD came in, he was just eating his workouts, and I was like, I already know what that was doing to Schmitty, because I was like, it was to the point like, so we would go through a workout, and if he didn't think enough guys was falling out, pray for you the next day. And I'm just like, man, like Schmitty really didn't play about his workouts. No. There's a few days, fam, but like, you're exactly right. I'm going to cut you off, but you're exactly right. AD's athleticism not only killed us in workouts, but also saved us, because he realized, I'm not going to catch this cat in COD, and he's going to catch me every time. Okay, it's going to happen. Like, them strides, I can't make up for that, bro. You know, the muscles, I can't make up for that. So, but before we get into that, I want to hear your thoughts on the transition from Schmitty to Wiley too. But before we get into that, talk about what the defense was like when you first got there. Obviously,
You talked about Strike being there. They had a really good run at linebacker. I think they still got some pretty good guys there. But just let me know what you thought about when you first got there at the defense.
It baffles me, like the talent we've had over the years. I mean, I know people they like getting on Twitter disrespecting everybody.
Oh, we're gonna get into that,
bro. Jack's a top corner in the country in his time. Strike's a top outside linebacker in the country in his time. Devon's still in the league. Obo wasn't even on the field yet. Like Jordan's still in the league. Like we had guys. Steven's in the league. Steven caught a pick last year. Like we had guys to get through. People ask me all the time, and I'm just like, I don't know where the disconnect came from. I don't know what happened to make us play the way we do, but it's like, when I got there, they were better off than when it started going by the years. It was getting worse and worse. But, when I got there, I love the defense. I love what they did with Strike. I love the ability to broaden your game. Strike didn't like dropping too much, but I just like the ability that they let everybody kind of play where they were meant to play. Like, Strike anywhere else is going to tell Strike, like, if you want to play for us, you're a playmaker. That's kind of what they told me. If you want to play for us, you're going to play inside linebacker. Like, you're a playmaker, so we're going to give you a shot. But at the end of the day, you're not 6'4", 6'3", 260, 70 pounds. Like, you're not going to be playing outside linebacker for us. Like, people didn't do that. So for them to let Strike do that, I was like, hey, run me the right way. And, just how Coach Mike get a bad rap, but Coach Mike's that's one of the smartest coaches I ever met. I think he takes it overboard. I think he gets too in his head and tried to throw too much stuff at people. And it's like, if you don't have the most intelligent defense, it's hard to play for Mike. Like,
that's real.
And when it's like, even in my last year, like me and K9 understood what he was trying to get across, and it kind of clicked for us, but I know for a lot of other guys it didn't. So it's like, if you look at the games, me and K9 don't have time to scream 10 different calls at everybody or make sure the D-line knows where they're stunning based off of formations and whatnot. And in ways I see a lot more in the league, like they expect that of them. Like they're expected to know, like in the league, your D-line's expected to know what they're doing. They're just hearing for a call. So it's like, I don't have to tell so-and-so do this, do that. I'll look at the formation, see the check. Hey, check this, check that. And I don't have to do anything else.
And by a code name too in the NFL. Like you're calling it by a code name that the offense can't get because it's something new, because Tom Brady will catch up to it. It's the same shit, So
exactly.
I totally get it.
I feel like he tried to run too much of a league defense here, and it was like we didn't have you kind of just have to make it simple. Like the best ball we played is when we were just lining up and they let us play fast. Like I feel like too many people were out there thinking like you can't expect people to do that. You kind of just got to let your playmakers play. But
this is going to be somewhat of a fan question, so I'm going to kind of lead into it this way. My opinion is this, but Hakeem Butler, CeeDee Lamb, Lil Jordan or Colin White, one of the two, they all three got left off the Biletnikoff semifinal list. What? Like, those are three players that were having a year. You know what I'm saying? And then we still got Seals. Hollywood was kind of injured. He makes it. You got other people. You got 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. So many receivers that create matchup problems. Tall, wide, far. Creates this. What went into y'all's planning on? Everybody wants to hear. Why don't we just press all the time? Why don't we do this? Why don't we just stay in this? What went into you guys planning? What do you think maybe y'all could have? What should you have called? Just let me know. Just as far as the bad year, let me know what you think.
Honestly, JD, it felt like sometimes whatever we call, it just wasn't working. And that's where I feel for Coach Mike, because it's like he's trying to put people in different positions, but it's just like it was frustrating. It would feel like worst case scenario every time. Like,
man,
it's like you would see. Honestly, if we could get off the field on third down, I think that was the biggest problem.
That Iowa State one was tough, man. That Iowa State and the Texas one was tough. But again, brother, them ain't bad players. I'm trying to tell people those aren't shitty players. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
I mean, people like saying, "Oh, Big 12 defense is Big 12 defense that." I'm like, we play the best offensive skill players in the country. Like, I mean, yeah, the SEC has theirs, and yeah, the Big 10 has theirs, but from a across the board standpoint, anybody outside of LSU, Alabama, and Ohio State, maybe Penn State some odd years, they're just not matching up top to bottom with the offensive skill positions in the Big 12. And I mean, people hear that and be like, "Oh, you tripping, doo-doo-doo. Look at all these people that came out the SEC." I mean, I look at their games, like, no disrespect, but like Texas A&M, they had their guys. Like, they got a few guys in the league, but I'm saying from a whole offensive standpoint, like, I'm not gonna say it's hard to. You can't really just focus on one guy. Like, it's like us. Like, look at the defenses that we put in predicament. You can't go double. You can't go double TD.
But it's different when it's us, though. But it's different when it's us scoring 65, though.
We on a whole different level than every other offense in the Big 12.
It's amazing how that works.
But I mean, that's why guys like who was. I'm not gonna say he coached Link, but Kingsbury. Kingsbury was frustrating as hell to play. His play calling was ridiculous. It's like every time you think you got him, it's like, bro, go look at our games. Like, give us a few of those. Take off the third downs that we should get.
And you blow them out. And you blow them out. It's just but scramble drill. He plans on this. It's like if we get off the field on a few third downs, not even every third down, because that's not realistic. Get us off the field on average third down, which is somewhere around 40, and we're giving up like 80 or something like that. That's an extra. We'll get him into like 30-15 on the fucking 30-yard line, right? Excuse my language. Yeah, you good. We good.
We'll get him into like 30-15 on the 30-yard line. We'll call the play whatever. Call like a safe play or like a drop 8, and boom, they catch like a post on us, and it's just like one guy fucks up, and it's like it messes up the whole thing.
Everything.
Now we got the momentum, right? We got him in 30-15, 2 negative plays. They caught that. They walked down the field. Touchdown, 70 yards. Should have stopped them in their tracks. One play. Yeah. And it's like, I feel like that happened about 3 or 4 or 5 times a game, and it's demoralizing.
I feel bad. No, I get it. I feel bad even asking this, but I know a lot of fans are gonna, and you've already responded to it a million times. Yeah. But the Texas game, just let us know your side of it, just so you can put it to sleep. What happened?
I mean, there was a lot of stuff I couldn't say. I mean, it's not like they came up to me and were like, don't say nothing. But it's like, I got a season to worry about. Like I'm not, I feel like people understand how the type of guy I am. I'm not going to come in there and I'm not going to get in front of the camera and start coming up with all type of excuses or this and that. Like, I'm here to play ball. And especially at that time, I'm in season. Like, I'm not trying to answer y'all questions about some stupid stuff that got blown way out of proportion. But basically what had happened was I had won the starting job, right? And, I thought I faithfully earned it. I thought it wasn't a question. And when we get into that back, and we had gotten to the point where I was taking all the reps because at the beginning of the year I was sharing time. And we get into that game, and one of my coaches decided to switch it up, and they were just like, well, we're going to rotate him again. So, I'm not too happy about it. But again, like, I'm a team player. Like, I mean, if anybody can say anything about me, at the end of the day, they can say I'm a team player. I'm not going to throw a hissy fit and cry and complain about it. I'm going to holler at my coach after the game in our meeting on Sundays, stuff like that. But I'm trying not to make a scene because I'm livid. And then, I'm out there watching. I'm just like, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I know I can add to this. I know I'm making plays that are going to change the game. So I'm sitting there pissed. So we get into halftime, and, we're getting reamed because we done gave up like 30 points already. And I'm just bubbling in the locker room. And I'm like, and it's like, it's unreal how angry I'm getting. So, I'm like, dude, I got to get out this situation. Like, bro, like, this isn't a good environment for my headspace right now. Like, I don't like being this angry. Let me chill out. So, I walk out the locker room. And keep in mind, like I'm walking out, it's not all peaches and cream. Like I don't got a smile on my face, but I'm not out there punching walls and throwing shit. Like I might have slammed the door open, but I'm hot, and I walk around the corner just to get some air back. The Cotton Bowl where we park.
Yeah.
So when you're walking out and you're trying to get back to the buses, it looks like you finna go walk into the stadium, or it looks like you're gonna walk into the carnival, because the barrier's like right there. So then you walk and you bang that right. And you go all the way to the back, and the buses are all right there. So I'm like, that's private. I know that's sectioned off. Let me get back there. So when I go out, JP come out and just grab me on my shoulders, because he think I'm like, I don't know what he thought, but like he seen me in the locker room, and I'm just like, threw my helmet in my locker, walked out. So at this point, JP wrapped around me, and everybody just staring, and I'm just like, oh, this is gonna get blown way out of proportion. So, I walk off, cool off, whatever, get back in, talk to Coach Kish, everything all good. Get back out on the field, go through the game, whatever, we lose. I'm pissed off in the locker room because we lost, Then I get in the van, right? I get in the van or the bus to get back home, and one of my peoples had sent me like this. He was like, bro, you damn near trending on Twitter. They talking about you fading your coach in the locker room.
Yes.
I'm like, dude. Me and Coach Mike didn't have one word exchange in the locker room. He was in there cussing, and I was in there like, nah, fuck this.
Yeah.
Throw my helmet and walk out. But like, I'm not in there to fight my coach. Like, I'm not here to do that. And then I just get badgered in the next like 3-4 weeks. Like, all type of reporters blowing up my phone. I'm like, I don't even know how they got my number. All my people's like, bro, like you why are you punching on your coach? Like my high school coach is calling me, like, what the fuck's going on?
Wow.
I'm like, dude, like, do you really think I go pull up the game? I started the second half. Like, do you really think me that has already had 1,000 problems that they've already tried to get up out of OU, that a lot of people didn't want me there? Do you really think that they let me punch my coach in the face and then put my pads back on and go play? I'm like,
hey, you good? You good? You starting? Okay, good job. You starting?
Yeah. Like, oh, you good? We don't like that guy anyways. Like, so I'm like, dude, like people gotta think with common sense. And then it's like when you have like some of them reporters was just adamant on it, just bagging on it. I'm like, and I felt bad for Coach Mike because I'm like, Coach Mike don't even know what the hell going on. I don't even think Coach Mike seen me leave the locker room. Like, me and Coach Mike didn't even come face to face. So I'm like, I know he's extra pissed because I know why it got blown out of proportion. But I'm like, he over here lost. Like, I'm just like, it is what it is. Like, I kind of just tried to chalk it up. That was like the first thing. I was going on my top 30 visits before the draft. And that was like the first thing that came out of every coach's mouth. And I was just like, I don't know how to explain this without looking like a bag, because I decided to throw a hissy fit and storm out the locker room. But I'm like, I didn't think anybody was gonna see that. I'm like, I'm just trying to get some air and cool off. Like, I felt like it was a reasonable thing of me to ask. I feel like it was mature of me to not sit in that situation and let things get worse, and just I'm trying to go cool out. I don't want all these cameras and whatnot, but it turned into a reality TV show. So
let's dive a little deeper. First of all, I don't blame you. My senior year didn't go the way I wanted to against Texas. I didn't play as many snaps as I wanted to. They were talking about going 2 back. We ended up going 1 back and getting blasted by 30. So I could have easily seen a situation like that happen to me. And you know how a fullback is. It's one of those positions where if you get blown out, you ain't gonna play that much. But if things are good, you might get to play. But I want to get your thoughts on Twitter. I feel like you get a bad rep. I feel like people come at it's a lot. Me, you, and Sanchez. People come at us sideways. People don't talk to us like we're men. People talk disregard, disrespect, all them disses. But they won't do it in person. But anyway, my deal. What's your thoughts on Twitter? How you handle yourself? What do you want if a fan doesn't know you? What do you want them to know about you? How you interact, social media, all that.
What people gotta understand is I'm 100. Like, in ways I see out of Zach, and I respect Zach for that. Because Zach even more reckless than I am. He don't care.
He was on it today.
He believed what he believed, and if you can convince him otherwise, okay. But if you can't, don't get on his page crying because it's not gonna do anything. But with me, the thing is, I'm gonna say how I feel, and I leave a lot of stuff off Twitter. I mean, I'm not the type to go on Twitter and just I kind of try to stay away from it because
you ain't searching people out. You're not searching people out.
It doesn't bother me, but I'm not finna sit on Twitter and argue like I'm grown. Like, bro, I'm turning 25. Like, I'm not finna sit on Twitter and argue with a 40-year-old man. Like, if you don't feel what I'm saying, then that's fine. Like, I mean, you know, and there's been times where I've sat down and I'm just like, nah, like, I'm getting a bad rap because of this, but they got to understand where I'm coming from. It's like, what was it? I had caught super slack after, like, I want to say it was like the Kansas State game. It was the one where we didn't get the onside kick. Okay. And I'm like, I don't even follow none of these people. How the hell is all this stuff popping up on my timeline? So I'm like, yo, like, these people get mad disrespectful. And I'm like, yo, like, people are quick to, like, you haven't lived that life. Like, I feel like there comes to a certain point where you don't have a right to speak on that. Like, it's like me, I put it like this. If I'm watching professional basketball, I'm not going to go ream and go in on, like, now, obvious plays where the dude's just fucking wrong.
J.R. Like, Smith didn't shoot the ball.
Exactly. J.R. Smith, like, I get that. That's some shit that I'm going to be like, yo, like, what the hell is you doing? But there's certain things in football that if you don't do it and you're not in it, you don't understand. It's like here in Green Bay, like, Blake Martinez caught a lot of slack, and, I mean, I'm not going to say all of it wasn't deserving, but he caught a lot of slack for stuff that looks bad on his part if you're just watching the game. But if you're looking at it from the inside point of view, it doesn't look – it's not like that. So as much as I don't have a huge problem with people bashing the defense and all that, it's more so when they start getting on people. And I'm just like, you have no idea what we were playing. You have no idea what he was calling. You have no idea as a corner. You have no idea if that corner thought the safety was supposed to be in the post for help, and it just looks like a receiver ran by him, and then y'all getting on Twitter. And, you know, those guys, like, people are human. You know they're going to look on Twitter after. And as much as people try to say that stuff doesn't get to them, it's a form of bullying. And that's some stuff that I don't tolerate. And I feel like there's a lot of good fans, but I feel like there's a lot of fans that get on Twitter and they think it's this, like, oh, like, it's my chance to bully. Like, I feel bad, so let me put it on him.
I've watched OU football for 30 years, so my opinion matters more than the guy that studied it for 4 years.
Exactly. I've watched it on TV instead of lived and breathed it every day. Like, and that's why I'm just like, and then it kills me when people get on there, they start getting disrespectful, start name calling. I'm just like, look, like, bro, like, I'm 240 pounds with meat claws for hands and know how to use them. Like, I'm not the violent type like that, but I'll be damned if someone get on and start talking. People don't talk to me crazy in the street. Like, I'll check you. Like, I'm not, like, it's not even on some, like, oh, like, I'm big and bad and tough. But, like, I was raised to the point, yeah, like, you're not finna talk to nobody type of crazy. Like, because if I talk to somebody crazy, I can't be mad when they punch me in the face. Now, I'm not going to do that because, I mean, for obvious reasons. Like, if someone come up to me and is talking to me crazy, I'm not just going to resort to punching them in the face. But you are going to get checked. Like, I can't tolerate that as a man. I feel like that's one of the things I grew up on. And if that's the wrong way to be, then so be it. But I mean, I just know how I treat people with respect, and I don't deserve some of the stuff I get from people on Twitter. That's why I've kind of like chilled out and stopped interacting with people. And I mean, that's not fair because there's a lot of good fans out there. There's a lot of guys that just want to know what's going on. But it's like, I kind of just took a step back and chilled out off it because I can't do what Zach do. I don't got the time for all that.
And I get it.
He got the time.
I get it. You know, and I've done the same. I mean, I want to ask you, fatherhood has changed that perspective on you. How's fatherhood going? I know for me, man, I don't want my son to get on Twitter and people, you know, I'm trying to get him offered as a fullback. I ain't trying to get him some hate mail where I'm going to have to link up with somebody. So, but, you know, just let me know how fatherhood's going for you, man.
Man, you know, it's good. You hit it right on the head. Like I feel like if I knew one thing growing up, like my dad kind of made it so like you got to be a better man than me. He wasn't perfect. Like he wasn't a Superman. Like sometimes I kind of make him out to be. He had his issues. He had his problems. Everything wasn't always great, but I mean, he did his thing and he was the best father that I can ask for. And granted everything that he went through. I mean, he got diagnosed with cancer when I was in 4th grade. Like, so it's like he kind of basically most of my older life I lived with him in the hospital, you know, like just messed up stuff. Like I done seen some messed up stuff that like I don't wish upon nobody. Like I hope nobody sees their loved ones like that. And that's why I come to the point where it's like I feel like people don't understand why I am the way I am. Like I don't like letting myself down. Like, and now that I have a son, like I kind of understand it. Like the honor it take. Like I gave you my name. I expect big things out of you. I expect you to handle your business. I expect you to listen to my teachings. I expect you when I teach you how to be a man, how to be an athlete, how to be a student, how to be this and that. Like I went through this. I feel like you should take a word verbatim. And I don't always do that with my pops. I was kind of a bad kid, a problem child, you could say. So, I mean, I get it from a certain standpoint, but after he passed, I kind of got it to the point where it was like, I kind of like I know what I do good at this point, and I'm just going to put all my eggs in that basket. I'm going to go hard. And he gave me the respect of, I'm going to give you my name and I'm going to be on your ass your whole childhood, like your whole life. I'm going to be on your ass to make sure that you turn out to be something that is worthy of praise. And that's kind of how I feel. Like I'm giving my son my name. I'm giving my son my father's name, who obviously I hold in high regard, and the same with my grandfather. And it's like, I'm putting a lot of faith into you to be a great man. And I would never put any unrealistic expectations on my child, but I mean, you got big shoes to fill. Like I had big shoes to fill, and I feel like I filled them. Now you have big shoes to fill, and it's not even all about football and all that. It's just about life. I think I'm a great person. I think I'm a good person in my community and so on. But I just feel like it kind of snaps you into it gives you another reason to go forward.
Yeah, no doubt.
And,
go ahead. Finish up.
Nah, you good.
I was gonna say, man, we talked about all the bad moments, but we got to talk. You had so many damn good moments. Hell, you probably scored more touchdowns than I did at OU. How many did you score? Did you have any favorite moments, favorite TDs, favorite games? Let me know.
What I have? I had 3.
Okay, I got.
Yeah, I had 3.
All right, bet.
I had 2. I had 2 blocks.
I was worried, legit.
Hey, no, that's comedy. What did I have? I had 2 block punts, and then I had a fumble recovery. Bro, did you see me go face first into the brick wall? Bro, the Baylor game.
Oh, absolutely. The
Baylor game.
The 400-pound tight end. Yeah.
Yeah, dude muffed it, and I got fired up that week too. Dude muffed it, and I scooped it, and I'm like stumbling. And I'm like, nah, bro, I gotta salvage my pride. I was like, man, I'm just gonna like jump into the stadium or whatever. So and I can't stop myself. Like it was the weirdest feeling ever. Like it was the longest fall I ever had. And you know, I get to the point where like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna jump, and then it gets worse, and I start stumbling worse, and I'm just trying to keep my head up. And next thing I know, I'm boom, head first into the damn brick wall right there in the end zone. I was like, damn, I got off. I was like, I'm hoping nobody's seen that. And I had, what did I had do? I had seen the highlight on Twitter after the game. In the comments, people was cooking me in the comments. I was like, "Shit, I let it be like that. I deserve that one though." But yeah, Coach Buller fired me up because I was like, when they muff it, you supposed to fall on it. But I was just like, I'm trying to have my highlight tape, so I can't just fall on it. That looks unathletic.
Man, that's what's up. You got to tell me about, you saved the game for us against Bedlam, forced the fumble, and then I got to know what you thought about the transition from Spitty to Wiley. Let me know how that was, what happened, what'd you think?
I don't think people understand that I forced that. I was watching that with my little brother. I was like, I don't think people thought, like, that's hard to see from the game tape. Like if Nev wasn't on the other side of him, I was folding him. Like, that was crazy. I was watching that game. My little brother was watching it the other day. I walked in. I was just watching it with him. I had some bad plays that game too. But
they were good though too. Hey, that's the one.
Yeah,
again, man.
Some real good ones though.
Yeah, but again, Tylan Wallace was cold that damn game, man. I mean, he's a good damn player.
No, I'm gonna tell you this. We knew exactly what they were running, And that's one of the games where, like, I'm not gonna get on my guys. I'm not gonna get in the media room, or I'm not gonna get in the media room and be like, it's this guy, and this guy's fault. And there was certain, and I'm not.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
I'm not gonna air people out like that. And that's not me. I'm trying to be a leader for my guys, and I'm not gonna get in the media room and be like, this guy did this guy did that, and that's the reason. But there was certain games out there where it's like 10 people did their job and the 11th guy didn't, and the result would be a 70-yard touchdown. Yeah. And it's like once that happens so many times, and you're just like, listen, like, this dude got to get right, and nothing you can do is gonna get that person right. It start getting frustrated. They ran the same post play to number 2. If they needed chunk yardage, they were running that same little. It was like 3 would run a little like 10-yard dig, or a 10-yard, either a 10-yard dig or a 10-yard sit, and then Tylen would be a 2 and he'll run a post, and they ran that like 3-4 times that game. And I'm sitting there like, after that pass breakup got to be one of my favorite ever. When they tried to put me on the island, Piedmont saved my ass too. They would have caught that for a touchdown, and Piedmont didn't. That's why I like
looking for the lead.
I don't like giving Piedmont his respect. Piedmont's smart.
They did this year.
Like, hey, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of that boy. He definitely got screwed. But I mean, like me, just try to tell him, bro. Like, I got in the camp, they didn't care. Like, I came undrafted. It is what it is. I came in there. They was like, if you show your ass, you good. And I was in there doing my thing. And I mean, it kind of worked out in the end. But just back to that, like, dude motioned out. I'm sitting there and I look over the sideline and I'm like, yeah, they were just waiting for me to run out there with him. Because I got ate up in man coverage in like the Baylor game or something before that. So I'm like, oh, they've been waiting on this. So they check. Piedmont go press dude. He turned around, look at me. He like, bro, you're not far enough back. Back up a few steps. I was like, bet. He's like, and watch, they're gonna run that little China route where he gonna come under. So I'm like, oh, this is exactly what they running. I was like, dude gonna run a little under. So I back up a few steps, and as soon as they snapped the ball, I kind of waited to see if he went on the fade, because I was like, Dad, they're not dumb enough to fade me up. Like, I'll jump out the gym. So I'm like, they're gonna try to get him on some where I gotta tackle him from behind. So I'm like, they gotta be running the slant or under. So I'm like, I waited for that, took my 2 shuffle steps and lost him. I was like, Jesus. So I was just like, bro, bend the corner. As soon as you get over Piedmont press, just lay your shoulder into it. It was either going to be a great play or a 15-yard penalty. I had already made my mind up before I left. Smack dude didn't realize it was we had another play. So I run off, get back, and I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I look at the formation and I'm like, that post is coming. And I'm like, damn it. And like, I realized it like as they were kind of snapping the ball. And so like I shuffled back and I looked and I turned around and I'm just like, and me and K9 were sitting there. We got off to the sideline. We were like, bro, like, how do you not stop that play? They run it every time. So I'm just like, man, but that's kind of what be going down. Like, me and K9 had points where we just sitting there and we like how much more can we do to get us right? Like,
that's tough. That's tough.
But,
and that's real, man. And I think a lot of, you can just tell me how you feel about it, but a lot of times, man, we're forced to play some younger players. I mean, we're not. I believe you were one of the only seniors out there your senior year. You know what I'm saying?
The only one.
There it is. I mean, that type of experience, Buzz, those type of situations that you're talking about, that pre-snap communication with Piedmont, that shit takes time, man. That shit takes experience. It takes reps. It takes a lot. And I think that's where a lot of other schools that we're seeing when we get to the playoffs, man, a lot of those teams have that continually. You know, each class is coming through there. They're not losing guys. Hell, we got like 5 4-stars in the defenders in the transfer portal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you that, but you can give me your thoughts on Schmitty and Wiley. But then after you tell me that, what do we need to fix our defense? Schmitty and Wiley first.
Schmitty and Wiley, they both were real good at what they did. I got respect for Schmitty. Me and Schmitty bumped our heads. Like, we had our issues, but I mean, he's a great guy, and at the end of the day, he's gonna get you right. He will. You are definitely not going out of. If you come in out of shape for summer, you're definitely not going into camp out of shape. I will tell you that. That man will get you right in 6 to 8 weeks. But I just felt like he was overboard with it. Fair.
Fair.
Like I'm not a soft dude. I'm gonna come in and try to do what it do, but there's just sometimes where I'm getting through stuff and I'm just like, dude, like I'm like, we got practice and you trying to do this. Like we're a week out from fall camp, and you and our workout looking like what? So I'm like, but at the same time, I'm trying not to be soft, so I ain't gonna complain about it. It is what it is. At the end of the day, it's a job. You're a grown man. You gotta show up to work and do what your boss tell you to do. And at the bottom line, that's what it is. But when Wiley came in, I didn't think they could operate like him. Like get the respect that I feel like Schmitty had to prove his dominance over you to an extent. I'm not gonna say he was egotistical like that, but when he operated, it kind of felt like he had to assert his dominance over you. And that stuff kind of rubbed me the wrong way because I grew up in a military household, and after I got out of that military household, I realized that I'm just like, I don't like it. I acknowledge my superiors, but what I'm not finna be is the ant under your boot. Like, no. So that's me and Schmitty kind of beefed about that a little bit. But Wiley's just a great guy. I mean, dude knows what he's doing. He knows how to lift. He knows how to teach you how to lift correctly to get the best out of what you're getting without just going in there and being like, all right, just up your weight until you can't hit it no more. Shit, I don't know what your squat max is, so let's just keep throwing on plates until you can't get it up. Like, he don't really do that. Like, they're really detailed. He's real scientific with everything. Like, all the numbers kind of mean something, and he kind of puts a good plan together. And at the end of the day, he understands it. Like, bro, we college football players, like, there's some times where I can't go in there and there's some workouts I can't do. Schmitty wasn't hearing that. Like, you were doing the whole workout that was on the page regardless of what was going on with you. And that's this kind of stuff I disagree with. And, I mean, Wiley doesn't do that. If I come in there and we're in week 6 and we're squatting and my damn back is sore, like, he'll find something else that I'm going to do that's not throwing all that weight on my back. And it's just like, Wiley had a good way of talking to us. Like, he respected you to the utmost from a man-to-man point of view. And that's the reason I kind of feel like I clicked with Wiley right away. He just he an all-around good dude. I couldn't have asked for a better coach at that point in time.
That's what's up. I'm sure you're happy with some of the improvements that some of your younger dogs made, K9 getting drafted and all that stuff. But what do we got to do to make the next step, beating the top, the SEC, Ohio State, Clemsons of the world? Do you expect to see our defense improve that much more? What are you thinking on playoff games? Let me know all
that. People need to I hope those young guys watch K9 and how he worked. Like, I mean, the dude was everything. Like, guys get in on camera and they start BSing their stuff. Like, oh, I don't do this, I don't do that. I work out every day. I'm on the field every day. I'm doing footwork every day. And it's like, yeah, I know you don't do that, so chill out. Like, when I hear K9 talk, he really about his life. Like, he really about everything he's talking about. And I really hope those young guys paid attention. Like, paid attention to how he does things. OU kind of forces you to do all the extra stuff, but, like, K9 does the extra stuff on top of the extra stuff. And, thank the Lord he went when he was supposed to. Thank the Lord he didn't slide. That man deserved every dollar he about to get. But I think the older guys have to do a better job of taking in the young guys. And I think the young guys have to do a better job than my class did and the classes under me of understanding and listening to that teaching. Like, I'm not doing this to be an asshole. Like, bro, if we're going before the game, if I call you as a team leader, if I call your little position group and we're gonna go watch film as a defense, you better show up. Like, that's the stuff that I'm talking about. Like, all that, oh no, I'm good, all that stuff's not gonna slide because you can't be great doing it. It's a communication thing. I think you hit it earlier. I think communication was our biggest issue. Communication, and there was just some place where we just flat out got out-dogged, out-athletics. Like, I hate saying it, and honestly, it makes me sick to my stomach to watch. And I was probably on a few of those plays where it was just like somebody had more dog than me, but it was their number. They called my number and they got it. And I mean, it happens to everybody. I think a lot of our guys got into their feelings when plays like that happened, and it would just start going downhill, and you would start seeing a trend. And it's like, and we didn't have nobody to, like, hey, like, if you're playing bad, we can't throw anybody else in because we don't have anybody else. So it's like, I think we got to – I think the main difference between that is they have the Derek Browns and the Ndamukong Suhs. They have those. Like, Nev is an animal, but Nev's not a Derek Brown. He's a guy that you want at 3-tech. That not if he's at 3-tech and you get a dog nose tackle, our whole defensive parameter is changed. But I try to explain to people like Nev is a nose tackle. Yes, but he's way too athletic, and he's the guy you need to move outside and just get one of those big, nasty. He's not going to be double teamed. If you try to double team him or in the inside zone, he's going to split it and make the tackle every time. That's the stuff that they're getting that we don't have. And that's no disrespect to my guys, but I try to say that the D-lines are just different.
That's real.
Like, we have guys like Nev. I thought Ken was solid. I thought Amani was solid. I still think Ronnie's if Ronnie plays the game how he's supposed to, watch out for him. But we're just not getting what they got. Like, it's hard. I don't know. People can say that's a cop out and that's an excuse, but you got to look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. There's a reason why every single team in the NFL has one of their best players on their D-line is probably from the SEC.
Real.
All the top end defensive linemen are going to the SEC, and I don't know what it was, but there was just guys when I was there. The high star D linemen we were hitting on. No disrespect to anybody, but they came in, and I didn't understand why they were so high ranked. Like, it's like there was a lot of guys where I seen the talent in them, but it was just like you don't have any dog in you. Like, how do you play interior D line with no dog in you? There's no like it. If you play defense in any type of high level, you have to have dog in you. And I just seen too many guys come in that were just soft, and it honestly bothered me. I'm just like, of course, every 4 and 5 star D lineman we get, it's like, the hell,
man. Right.
But
right. No, you bring up a great point, and I'm sure you see, like you said, you see it all the time. When the NFL changed my view too. I mean, shit, we were running through people around here, and then we get to the NFL, and I'm blocking the Ravens and the damn Bears defense back then with Urlacher and Briggs and Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and all these guys, and you see T. Suggs playing up and Haloti standing up, and the matchups become, that's what wins you championships. And what you're saying, I totally agree with, is they're creating mismatches, especially between guard to guard. And if you have a mismatch between guard to guard, you have a long day, brother, on offense and blocking those guys. I want to get you a few more thoughts. I know you got to get to You Beautiful Kid. I was at your pro day. I think people gave you a horrible rap for your pro day. People have no idea how hard a damn pro day is. Working out by yourself, Buzz. First of all, your times were great. Let everybody know what you ran. Laser, by the way. Secondly, I don't want to hear shit about the position drills, fam, because you had to work out by yourself. Like, that's tough. I was cramping up, and we had 4-5 running backs out there. You know, I'm not laughing at you, bro, because it's not funny, but that shit is messed up. How people was just like, oh, he got tired, he's cramping up, he's not in shape. I'm like, who can do that? Who can do that?
Yeah, I got dogged out by that. And you know what the crazy thing is? I was bedridden for like the next 4 days. Wow. I don't know how, like, again, I told you, I'm not a guy that's, I'm not going to sit there and cry, make excuses. Scouts asked me what happened. My lunch came up. It is what it is. I'm just trying to put my best foot forward. But it was crazy because I get through and I'm just like, you know how bad when a scout asked me about it and I'm just like, bro, I had the flu. I want to say that, but I'm like, everybody says stuff like that. Like, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. Like, it looks like a sorry excuse and then it makes me look worse. So I'm like, let me just take my L. Chin up. They're going to see what I'm about when I get into whatever building I'm going to get to. And that's kind of what happened. Like, I don't think they were prepared for what they were getting. Like, with just my work ethic and just how I operate. And to be fair, I think they got a lot of information from our older coaches at OU, which if you were there when I was a freshman, it's hard for you. They were so blinded by what I was when I was young that I don't think they seen the transition.
That's
I don't think they respected the transition.
Any negative thing they see here in the NFL, that's what they ask about. Anything.
Exactly.
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? They ain't gonna ask you about the good shit.
That's what I think. It'd be the difference between if you if a scout came in and asked me, just brought my name up to Schmidt, he said, hey, this guy, what do you think about this guy? His answer is going to be the complete opposite of what Wiley would say. And I know it was because, I mean, I've been told that. And I'm just like, I'm not surprised that was the case. One had a vendetta and one just sat back and watched how I operated, kind of understood what the game was. Like, it was funny. Before the season, I told Wiley, I was like, if they don't BS with me and they let me actually get on the field and do some things, I was like, it's going to be bad for people. And he was like, I got faith in you. And then before pro day, he's like, bro, like you better not let me down. Cause like, I'm telling these scouts and whatnot, you the real deal. Like that you come in, you work, like you gonna come in, you gonna play. And I'm like, yeah, like I got you. I got you. And the scout from Green Bay was the dude that did that's funny you brought up pro day. The dude that did my bag drills. He was the main scout in the Midwest he was kind of the reason why Green Bay, he was kind of the guy that put his name out on the line for me. Like, oh yeah, this guy, like when I went, so I don't think people understand, if you don't get drafted, like in round 6 and 7, they call you before the draft's over. So like, if you don't get drafted, you're probably getting a call when the draft's still going on. So like, you're getting hyped. Like, you don't know if this is a call. Cause like, okay, so for instance, it'll be like mid 6th round and you're sitting there waiting and you're just like, damn, like, I definitely thought I'd be off the board, but I'm not surprised. So I'm sitting there, I'm hot, like I'm mad. And boom, I get a call from random area code. Forget who called me first. Dude, they'll call and I'll be like, hello. And they'll start talking to you and you're like, oh, bet, like I'm about to get drafted.
No, we just checking to see if you want to come with us, free agent. We just want to put our bid in first.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it is. And so it kind of just plays out. And then a few hours after the draft, you kind of have to make your choice because everybody's trying to get their person. So if you don't get, you have your guys that get drafted, you have your priority free agents. It's kind of in the same manner of college. Like you have your scholarship guys, your guys that you want, but you don't have scholarships for. So you give them a preferred walk-on, and then you have your guys that try out. It's a different thing, but it's along the same. It's the same concept.
Great analogy.
So yeah, so I call. So they send me in there, and I completely forget the dude that worked me out is the Green Bay dude. So I get out there, right, and we have little rookie stuff. We having dinner stuff. Dude comes up to me. He's just like, hey, like he's like, I gave you a pass for the pro day stuff because at the end of the day, like I watched the games, I seen the tape. I think you could do some good things for us. But he's like, you got to come in here on your shit. Like I put my name out there for you. Like you better not be coming here BS. I'm like, you know what? Like that's not me. Like I got you. Like, I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna show up to everything on time. I'm gonna do what my coaches asked me to do. Like I'm not gonna be a problem child. Like that's not me. So I go in and I'm just like, and then just wait till practice starts. Like you're gonna look great. I'm like, you're gonna look great because there's not many people that were gonna put their name on me. I was like, I promise you, I'm gonna come through. And we start practicing. I'm getting off from practice. Like they're. It was funny. They blitzed me so much at OU. My coach was like, I didn't know you could man cover. He was like, I figured that was just your thing. Like you couldn't man cover, so they just blitzed you every down because they didn't want to take you off the field. I was like, nah, just like I'm a blitzer. And then I was like, just wait until we put the linebacker blitzes in, you'll understand. Like I really didn't get to. My blitzing's a lot better than my film puts on. So we get into practice and I'm eating linemen up, running backs, and the dude comes up to me later and he's like, all right, keep your shit up. And I'm just like, I told you, like just hold it down. Like I'm gonna be all right. And I feel like people don't understand that with me. Like I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna cry about my situation. Like I went through the fan at OU. Like I should have been left. Like everybody and their mama told me to left, especially after I graduated. Leave. They're not gonna mess with you. Go like SDSU or something. I'm like, you know what? Like at the end of the day, like I'm gonna get it here. Like we're gonna be in the playoffs this year, and I'm gonna be all right. And I mean, things kind of worked out, and it doesn't always work out like that for people. So I understand the transfer portal. People want to bag on the transfer portal and all that, but I've seen guys ruin their career because they tried to stay faithful to a school, and the school isn't being faithful to them, and that's kind of, I mean, that's what I dealt with at OU for a long time. And
that's real.
Like I'm not gonna cry about it. Like I should have been on the field.
That's real.
But I mean, that's things I can't say. Like I'm a senior. In meetings, they're asking me why I didn't get on the field, and I'm just like, you asking the wrong person, my man. It's like I kind of just had to bite that bullet. Like I'm not finna. I play for the team. Those are my guys. I'm not gonna throw them under the bus.
Yeah.
But
let's end it with NFL stuff, man. Everybody's gonna want to know how the knee's feeling. When you're gonna be the starting linebacker here in Green Bay. What's your goals, and what's it gonna take for y'all to win the Super Bowl? Let me know how A-Rod is too in person, because there's a lot of rumors going around about him.
I'll start with Aaron. He's a great guy, and it's funny because I feel like people at OU will understand because they see what Bake gets. They see the kind of slack Bake gets. They see how they paint Baker in the media, and Bake not like that. Like, Bake, they try to paint Bake as this selfish doo-doo-doo. Man, I'm not even playing. Bake will I'm not playing. I don't play offense. I'm not even playing on defense. Bake will call my phone and be like, hey, bro, like, we having a little shindig at the house. Like, pull up. Like, I don't know many people that do that.
Right.
Like,
right.
I got people that I went to high school with that got to the league and got too big and I'm too good for this and that. And I grew up with them. So it's like, you know, it's funny. It's just funny how people paint Bacon. It's kind of like the same thing for Aaron. Aaron real, he cool. Like, he a cool guy, but like, I mean, he's that dude. Like, you can't. When you're that dude, you're gonna have that swagger on you, and I don't hold that against people. It's like Kyler. Kyler kind of has his little attitude, but like, that's him. He's not trying to be nobody else. That's his personality. That's how he is. He's not being fake. He's not being big time. He's not doing this and that. That's just him. And I respect that. He kept it consistent. I feel like that's the same. I feel like Aaron just, he does him, and he don't really care what you think about it.
Super Bowl or bust, your personal goals.
For surely Super Bowl bust. I'm in my career, I'm the game before the big game. High school, same way. Game before state every year. College, game before the national championship every year. Like, I don't want to see this trend start. And I mean, granted, I was on IR all last year, but I mean, we got a great team. It's people don't respect us, and I mean, it is what it is. Like, we won 13 games last year.
That's a lot.
You can say what you want. People don't win 13 games in the NFL. I mean, I come from a winning culture. Like, we won at OU. I won in high school. I won in Pop Warner. Like, I won in youth football. Like, so like, it's good to come into a team, pick a team, and come in and fit so well with their scheme, and gel and have a team winning like that. Now it's my turn to come in and try to elevate our defense, and I think I can do that.
That's right.
I mean, and that's all it is. Like, every team has holes. I think I can fill a hole we have. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it or anything. I think I can go in and play some good ball for us. And, you know, God willing, I get healthy again. I'm expecting to come in and be better off than I came in last year. And if I do that, I think I'm good.
That's real.
At this point, it's just opportunity, and I think I'm going to get my opportunity. I think I showed enough last year to get a solid opportunity to prove to them I can play. Because that's pretty much the reason I went undrafted. Everybody was just like, he's a good ball player. He can play. He didn't have too much tape, but the tape he did have was really, like, he had some really good plays in there, but he's little. He can't hit. He can't play on the ball. And I'm just
all those quotes.
I'm like, all right, well, tell somebody meet me in the hole.
Straight up. Watch the tape against OSU. While Cass just sitting right there and damn near gets folded up. Fumbles. I mean, it's hard to make a Division I running back that type in that situation fumble when he knows they know it's told right before the play to hold on to the ball. you know, clutch situation like that.
Like, you got to win this game. You fumble, you lose.
Yeah.
You're not just going to hand it up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's the kind of stuff you deal with. Like, and I feel like people get so down in life, like, oh, like, people think this, people think that of me. Like, bro, my high school coaches told me I wasn't going to go. And then when I started getting off in high school, they was just like, oh, shit, like, this might be the best dude to come through the school. Like, I got to OU. Bro, I had coaches telling my teammates that I don't know why he's here. He's never going to play here. Yep. He's never going to play for me, this and that. Yep. And I'm like, and, you know, that stuff get bad. And that shit hurt. Like that's a different hurt. Like, it's one thing, like, I could care less what a fan off the street has to say about my name. They can say what they want. Like, you don't make my wheel turn. Like my life isn't in your hands. So when you hear people that's life is in their hands speak on you in a negative manner like that, like, that's the stuff that gets to you. And it's like, I feel like people just got to learn how to let stuff go. And at the end of the day, your work ethic gonna show. Like, how you operate is gonna show. It's gonna work more than anything. rest in peace to the late and great Nip. That man said, the only thing different I did from everybody else is I didn't stop going. And I feel like that I feel like that quote is like my life. Like, bro, OU was terrible for me. Like, OU was terrible for me. But at the end of the day, I kept going, kept going, and it broke through. And I think a lot of guys can learn from that. I think I gave hope to a lot of the young guys at OU. I think I set a good standard for how we play ball there. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm not proud of what I did when I was there, but I'm proud of how I left. And, you know, that's just how I feel about it. I think I elevated our program.
No doubt.
And I think I elevated, I'm not going to say elevated the standard because the standard's ridiculously high, but seeing what I had, I think I set if the younger guys listen, I feel like I set them up for success. And I know K9 did even more than me. So,
that's all you can ask for.
I have ultimate faith for him. I mean, just seeing how Grinch does things, I have ultimate faith for this team moving forward. Hopefully they can get out there and get some of them big greasy dudes from the South,
yes, sir,
to plug up the middle of the field. And at the end of the day, let our guys just play.
Yeah.
They let Piedmont play, see what happened. It was clamping people, taking receivers out the game. And, I mean, you just got to let people play. I got faith in us. I do. I mean, we say it every year, but I got faith in us.
Yeah.
I put money on the guys every year.
Yeah. Well, shoot, man, it is going to be a great pod for everybody. You brought up the X's and O's. It's great stuff, coaching stuff, behind the scenes. You got great taste in music. You brought up Nip. We've always tweeted about I Am Sue. Cats asleep on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'll be trying to put people on.
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, Buzz, I can't tell you enough. Thank you, man. I wish you the best of luck with Green Bay. Hey, new contract. They need to let's get on the field. Let's get the new deal. Hey,
do your thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm gonna just say I know you. That's all I want to say. You know what I'm saying?
That's all it is.
That's it.
That's all it is.
Appreciate you. Gonna be another great episode of Fullback You.
Yeah, I love Big Homie.